Hello, you guys. Mr. Timothy's over there. Archie's sleeping right there on the pillow. And Arlo is sleeping on the floor. I had my injection yesterday, and I've been documenting it on Instagram. I added it to my hip injury highlight, so in case you guys want to see, like, real-time stuff. But I wanted to go more in-depth in this video, just about all the things. It has been a wild 24 hours, mentally, emotionally, very much physically. As you guys know, I have a labral hip tear in my right hip, and there is a cyst right beside it as well. So with that being said, we had to do the cortisone injection, which is not something I wanted to get, because cortisone is not good for you. But it will indicate whether my pain went away or not, if the pain is coming from the labral tear or not. And I've had doctors tell me now conflicting information, so I don't know what I'm, like, hoping for at this point. But I have my 2-week follow-up at the end of the month, and I am so looking forward to that, because that's when answers are set, and that's where, if I do need surgery, the date is on the calendar, if we are going to wait a little bit longer to see if the cortisone works or not. But either way, like, you can live with a tear. A lot of people live with tears in their body. It just depends if it's causing you pain or not. I've gone to physical therapy for months and months and months and months. Had absolutely no relief. No, like, physically, I had no positive outcomes. Like, my flexibility and all that was still the same from start to finish, which is really unfortunate. I still can't go crisscross. Bending still hurts. Everything hurts. It almost feels better just to stand 24/7 than the idea of getting up and out of the bed and stay on the couch and not stay on the couch. I have to keep my leg out if I'm sitting on the couch. So let's get into the cortisone appointment. So the appointment yesterday was 9 a.m. I actually was able to get it 2 weeks sooner rather than the hospital where the surgeon wanted me to get it. My family doctor's office, which is a medical center, not a clinic, a center, they are amazing, and my family doctor is absolutely incredible. She has been one of my biggest advocates and really encouraging me, giving me insightful information. With that being said, they have a doctor that does the injections at their office, which made it a more comfortable space and made it so that I didn't have to rush through my appointment. It just made it really much better. My mom did drive me because I was kind of nervous with the freezing and how I was going to feel afterwards, which hindsight, I'm very glad that she drove me, because 30 minutes after the injection, which I'll get into, was very painful. Very, very, very painful. So, I go to this appointment, and I'm very well aware, which I have a lot of images from my actual MRIs and ultrasounds that I will put on the screen, and I'll kind of put, like, a needle where they injected it. So there's a little flap where you could tell in the ultrasound where the abnormally, whatever the heck, abnormally, that's not the word, I can't speak, is. So she injected it right in there, basically right into the tear, and injected the cortisone there, which I'll get into the actual, like, my thoughts, my feelings, how it felt, all that in a second. But she injected right in there. So we irritated the exact spot where the tear is, which left me in more pain than normal. And if I think really hard, but I will just cut off the makeup that I just put on. I don't know why, like, it's so, this is where, like, the mental part of it is, because it's a hard place to be in. And, like, being in pain 24/7 is really exhausting. But anyways, so the woman that injected me, the doctor, she was incredible. She was, just, like, the vibes were very good and nice and made me feel really comfortable. So we went over the injection, where we were going to inject it, this and that. And I asked her, I was like, it's going to hurt, right? And she goes, I was like, and then I said, it's a needle, so I assume it's going to hurt. And she looked me dead in my face and was like, yeah, it's going to hurt. Which I knew that, but to, like, hear it more, like, from somebody that's like, yeah, it's gonna hurt, and it hurt a lot. So she's like, I'm gonna freeze it, but all the freezing is gonna do is freeze the skin and then the muscle. Now, and again, I'll insert more pictures. When you are getting this injection in your hip, for me, my labral hip tear, the needle is extremely long. Like my mom compared it to an epidural needle. And it is going through 3 layers of like skin, muscle, and whatever else. So, you feel that go in, and like the freezing helped a bit, but like not really. So I felt it go completely in, and then she said, okay, it's in, it's going to feel like a balloon. And when I tell you, it felt like a balloon was filling up the hole, and then the needle slowly coming out, the sensation of that took me out. So I squealed. I was like, and I squealed. And then I went into my breathing exercises because I know, like, I get body contouring done with microcurrents, and I have to breathe through that, like, breathing exercises just because it hurts so bad. It feels like a contraction. So, and throughout this experience, my pain tolerance has gotten higher and higher, and it's a painful journey. Even the freezing needle is pretty long as well. It's a little bit longer. No, it's like double the size of, like, a vaccination needle. And the cortisone injection needle has a little bit thickness to it. And so I was able to have, like, I just, like, pull down my pants to my knees, and I had to, like, pull my underwear over, but I was able to leave it on, which is nice because for a lot of the appointments that I've had or images, I've had to be, like, naked for it, which at this point, like, I've given birth. Like, that's not really that big of a deal. But it just kind of, like, it makes you even more vulnerable, and it's just uncomfortable. So anyways, my mom kind of, like, held my arms. Well, not held my arms, because she's like, you can scream, you can swear, you can do whatever you gotta do, but just don't move. So she kind of was just, like, holding my arms, and while I was, like, trying to breathe through it. And one thing I realized is that whenever I'm in pain, I try to do, like, tapping on another spot of my body, and I learned this from Botox. That she would, like, if I was getting under my eye, she would tap, like, over here so that my body would be distracted from the pain. And it's just, like, a little tap, but it's able to, like, distract. So Mom kind of started doing that, and then she, like, held me, and then it was over, but it was very painful, and it felt like a very long time. Another thing is that this injection had to be ultrasound guided, so which is where I could tell where she was placing it. And I wanted to watch, but once the pain kicked in, there was no watching. So she did that and took it out, and then afterwards, like, directly afterwards, I didn't want to move. I was just kind of like, ooh, this hurts. And, like, everything was just kind of sore. And for, like, the 30 minutes after that, the pain went, like, down to my leg, to, like, stopped at my knee. It went all around to the side of my hip, like, basically in my butt. It was all throughout the joint. It was all throughout, like, the whole area of my hip. And it was, like, sharp shooting pains. Like, it hurt a lot. So once I got home, it hurt to sit straight up, and the odd time I'd have, like, sharp shooting pains down my leg, and this kind of continued all day. The longer the day went on, the more it hurt, and for me, my pain always starts out good in the morning. By the end of the day, like, it hurts a lot more. Another thing is because it's cortisone injection we were doing to see if it takes away my pain or not, I unfortunately might be the one that has the side effect of the pain not going away, and honestly getting more intense. So that's unfortunate for me. I think anyway, like, this is me going off of, like, Google, researching, asking questions. Again, I don't know everything. Like, this is still a very new journey and experience for me. So by, like, midday, I was in a lot of pain. And it just hurt a lot. Like, I took less to the dentist. I was in a lot of pain. Started limping by the afternoon. I was doing the dishes standing there, and I literally had to tap out. I couldn't take Arlo for a walk. My dad had to. And I just, like, laying in bed hurt. Sitting down hurt. Like, it was like a throbbing, aching feeling all throughout, and especially in the joint. It also felt very stiff. It felt like that balloon sensation was still in there. So yeah, that's kind of where it was. And it did bring me back to, like, the few times, like, right when my hip happened, like a week afterwards, like that pain was consistent 24/7. And then a couple months ago, after shoveling, which definitely I shouldn't have done, but I did because I'm stubborn, the feeling came back and it was again there for a while. So last night, trying to sleep was extremely uncomfortable because I had to sleep flat because just turning to my side hurt, either side. Bending my knees hurt, so I couldn't do that. Eating, I had like this special pillow that goes between my, like, it attaches to my one leg, so my legs are like level with my hips. That even just hurt. Having it slightly elevated hurt. I have a heating pad, and due to this, because I need to feel the pain for my pain log that I've been tracking, I can't take Tylenol. I couldn't take a bath. I couldn't do anything I normally do to take the edge off because I needed to feel the pain, which is such like a mental like weirdness. Also, knowing how big the needle was definitely like a huge mental struggle for me. So I cried a couple times yesterday just from pain and exhaustion and just like being over this experience of having a labral hip tear and finding out the answers and do I need surgery, do I not, and all the things. The likelihood of me needing surgery after like listening back to what my surgeon said and the pain not going away yesterday or today, yeah, the likelihood is I'm going to need surgery. Because physical therapy has not worked and all the things I've been doing have not helped, along with going on half days for work, again, has not helped. Has it helped me relax a little bit more to help the pain a little bit? Yes. But then on Saturday, Sunday, if I'm go, the pain's still there. Like, it's never gone completely. It can slow down a little bit. It can be a little bit more manageable. But it's not gone. The aching feeling is still always there. If I move a certain way, this and that. So anyways, slept like shit last night. Woke up this morning and moving my leg any other way but straight in front of me, there's a sharp shooting pain right in the joint if I move it any other way but straight. So if I move to the side, I took Arlo on a quick 10-minute walk, and I had a lot of pain. I was kind of limping. It just hurt right in the joint. And it's still like that. I feel like the pain's slowly getting a little bit better right now. But it's also because I've been, like, kind of starting to rest this morning. I do have to do the stairs when I go to work at the office. So I'm thinking that that's going to trigger a little bit of pain just from doing the stairs on a normal day kind of triggers it. So we will see. I don't know. And because when you get cortisone, you can't get surgery for 3 to 6 months. But because my surgery would be episcopic or whatever, then I won't, like, that's not going to hinder anything, which is obviously good news. That's kind of the conclusion. If you guys have any questions, then please let me know down below. I am definitely not a doctor, definitely not a surgeon. I definitely don't specialize in labral hip tears. I just feel like I've done a lot of research and asked the proper questions. I know a little bit about my body and what's going on, but it's definitely not a comfortable feeling or sensation. And follow me on Instagram because I definitely share like real in time what I'm doing and there's like my life in general. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I wanted to give you guys the update, and then I'm just going to continue doing what I've been doing and vlogging and keeping you guys informed. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank